New England is a little more gold-rich today thanks to New Hampshire native Morgan Stickney, who's back with the gold medal she won 2 weeks ago for swimming in the 400-meter freestyle in her category at the Paralympic Games, with a time of 4 minutes, 42 seconds and 39 milliseconds. Even more impressive, her road to victory. After years of suffering due to a rare vascular disorder, Morgan had her lower left leg amputated in 2018. Then after increasing pain in her right leg, she had that leg amputated too in the fall of 2019, forcing her once more to relearn how to swim and walk all over again. Gold medal winning Morgan Stickney joins me now. It's a pleasure to have you, Morgan, and congratulations.
Thank you so much.
What did this second feel like when you touched the wall and knew you were the best, the gold medal winner? What did that second feel like?
I honestly didn't know that I won the 400 in that second, and my reaction kind of just says it all when I looked at the clock. So I wasn't in the lead the entire race. I was in second place, and that last 50, I really just put my head down and said, give it everything you got, because there's a medal on the line. And so I really just did that, and I looked up at the clock, and I was shocked that I was able to touch first.
So even if you didn't know it in the second, you know it 2 weeks later. How's it feel today?
It's honestly still so surreal that I was able to do that. And then also being on the relay a few days later and being able to win another gold medal was just so amazing.
And by the way, we would be showing people those moments, but the Olympics, as you know, very tightly guards its videos. So I think people can imagine your success. You know, I've read a ton about you, and Christina Quinn did a beautiful package about you a year or so ago. And I know you to be a relentlessly positive person. But how hard was all of this? I don't mean the training. I mean dealing with amputations. And you were a star swimmer when you were able-bodied. How hard was dealing with all this, both physically and mentally?
Yeah, I mean, it was really difficult, but I'm really thankful and grateful for my family and my friends just being there for me every step of the way. And honestly, like swimming is how I was able to cope with it all. Even though like in the direct moment, I wasn't able to get into the pool when I had like surgery, but afterwards I was able to get back into the pool. And so I think that just kind of kept me going.
You know, even though you've had 2 amputations, my understanding is you're still not fully recovered, right? And you still have some medical issues ahead of you, correct?
I do, yes. So my disease is progressive. So I'm constantly taking medications and seeing doctors to make sure that I don't lose my knees.
And despite all this, my understanding is over a period of roughly a year, you cut 30 seconds off your time in the 400 leading up to the Olympics. I mean, how does that happen?
I honestly just trained really hard. And everyone always asks me, they're like, how did you just win a gold medal with only a year's worth of training? And all the people that know me really well, like know how much work that I put into this. And I mean, I trained 3 to 4 times a day, every day. And just my diet was very strict, my sleep regimen, everything was just to get this gold medal. And so it's such an honor to be able to come home with that.
So my understanding is your parents, and when you were mentioning all the people who supported you, is it true your parents moved from New Hampshire to North Carolina, totally pulled up stakes, moved down there because they felt that was the best place for you to be training?
Yeah, my dad and I came down here, and my mom is still up in New Hampshire. And so I take time being between the 2 locations. And yeah, North Carolina is really great. And the training system that they had down here and the coach and everything was just what I needed.
Do you ever feel sorry for yourself for what you had to go through? And again, as I said, when you were a younger swimmer, you were what, top 20? I mean, you were a star rising. Do you feel sorry for yourself, or do you just blow through all that?
Not really. I always try to look at people who are worse off than I am. And so I like to look at quadruple amputees, and, you know, I feel so grateful that I have my arms. And I think just things like that really make you grateful for what you do have, and you don't look at what you're missing and what you don't have.
You know, when you just said what you did, I was about to say, which I pulled back, you really are an inspiration. But then I remember reading that you don't like being told you're an inspiration either. I mean, you obviously are an inspiration. What's your problem? I mean, why are you hesitant to accept what is obviously true?
I just feel like in certain circumstances, like people will just come up to me and I'll be walking across the street and they'll know nothing about me. They won't know that I'm a two-time gold medalist, know nothing about my journey. And they'll just be like, oh, you're an inspiration. And I think by me walking across the street, that's not really inspiring because that's just me doing like what I do every day. But if someone comes up to me and they go, oh my gosh, I saw you in the newspaper, I saw you on TV and I heard your story, like that's so inspiring. You know, I really take that to heart because they are able to understand part of what I went through and they're human too and they're able to sympathize with that.
Well, you know, I want you to know, Morgan, I've never told a double gold medal winner they were wrong about something, but you are wrong. You are an inspiration to anybody who knows your story. What is the moral, do you think? Do you have time to step back from what you've lived through? And what's the moral of your personal story for people from afar? What is it, do you think?
Honestly, I feel like everyone gets dealt different cards in life and we aren't able to control those cards. And I feel like when we're dealt the cards, it's how you handle your situation. And so for me, this is how I was able to handle being a bilateral amputee. And everyone faces different difficulties in life. And it's really just about getting back up again and not letting them knock you down.
So what's the next mountain Morgan Stickney is going to be climbing or swimming through or whatever the proper nomenclature is? What's next?
Yeah, so we have Worlds in June of 2022 and then Paris in 2024. So I've already gotten back in the pool and started training again.
And are you still in school? I should know this, but I know were you a pre-med kid or something? What's your school deal?
Yeah, so I put school on hold when I was training for Tokyo. So I have 5 classes left until I graduate.
Well, I have to say, your story is terrific. We are really proud of you here in New England for tremendous accomplishments. And it was a pleasure to meet you, Morgan. Congratulations and best of luck in the future.
Thank you. Nice meeting you.